One of the things I'm considering at the moment is starting my own agency. For a lot of time, I told myself I don't want to do this and I only want to be a freelancer and work with myself. But right now, I'm at the point where my freelance is doing really well, but I feel like it can't scale anymore. It can't grow and make more money and make more impact. And so, starting an agency is one of the things that I consider most. I've asked John, the CEO of AJ&Smart, which is one of the design agencies that I really, really like, to come talk to me and share his story as how he started his agency and should I do it? Is it financially viable? And what are the first steps? So here's the interview. I hope you'll enjoy it. 1, 2, 3, clap.
They'll line up, really.
Right. What's up, John? Thanks for doing another video with me.
Hey, Ran.
Trying to help
Hello,
me get
Ran's fans as well.
What's up? So I want to talk to you about moving from freelance into an agency because it's something that I'm really considering right now. Let me give you kind of a perspective.
Yeah.
My freelance is doing good. I'm actually looking to hit $300,000 this year.
Amazing.
Just doing it on my own. So it's like there's no like real margins, right? This is my home office. I don't have a lot of expenses.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome. But I'm already thinking like, what's the next step? I'm charging relatively high, like hourly rate. I try not to charge per hour, but when I have to, so it's ranging between $250 to $300.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm doing like value pricing for a project, it might even get to, I don't know, like $1,000 per hour because I work really quick. But I'm like, I ran out of hours to sell. So I'm thinking how to scale right now. And actually, even more important than scale, I'm not sure you know, but I also have kind of a product business that's called Prospero.
Yeah.
And I always told myself like I'm going to freelance until my product business takes off.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to stop freelancing. But now I'm at this point where, wait, why would I stop my freelancing? I've got a good business going.
Yeah.
Like I got a flow of clients. I know how to sell to them. I know how to execute. Why don't I build a real business out of it, like an agency that can potentially work without me at some point?
Yeah.
And then I have two businesses.
Yes.
So now I'm considering this, and I'm talking to you because I've been at your office. I think that one of the reasons that I didn't want to start an agency all this time is because, like, I hate the agency model.
Me too.
And all the agencies that I saw were like they sucked, and I said I don't want to go there. But your agency is amazing. I think, like, except for the cool people office vibe, I think that you're selling the right product, and that would be interesting to me to think about it this way.
Yeah.
But so here's why I'm talking to you. What I'm super, super scared about is once I start hiring people and taking an office, I'm gonna my margins are gonna drop super quickly.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, will this even be profitable for me? Like, besides like a super long-term strategy to build a business that can run without me, which is probably, I don't think I can do this in less than 5 years, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
How was it for you? Like your first time hiring, you started as like 3 partners, right?
Yeah. So I
just heard your podcast on, if you don't know John's podcast, by the way, Product Breakfast Club, you should definitely check this out. I will link this. But anyway, so yeah, please share.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was a freelancer exactly like you. I mean, I was only like 21, so I wasn't getting such a nice day rate, but it was pretty all right. And I met Michael Smart, my co-founder, at the same place. We decided to do a project together that a company was tendering. They were looking for agencies to pitch for it. We weren't an agency, but myself, a bass player in my band, and my friend from work decided to pitch for it. We actually got it. Still 3 freelancers, not an agency. But when we handed in our freelance invoices, they said, no, you have to be a company. So that's why we started the company. The idea was to close it pretty quickly and then get back to freelancing. But we didn't. The bass player left immediately because he was like, well, this doesn't sound like a good idea. But myself and Michael ran it. And now it's 6 years later. We're 20 people. We're starting to get relatively well known. We were pretty much silent for the last 5 years, but in the last year we've started to get a bit more well known for a couple of the bigger projects that we've been working on. And I'll just be 100% honest with you. because I have freelancer friends who are also making a similar amount of money to you, it will take you at least 6 years to get to the point where you're able to make $250,000 while running something like this, while making something sustainable, because you need to. So it's a weird like paradox. Everyone says, oh, I want to keep the company really small, and I just want to keep it really really tight and have low overheads. But the problem is then as soon as you step out and go on vacation, everything goes to shit and you come back and everything's broken. So you need to have a sales team. You need to have a team running your social media and community. Like, these are the types of things. I mean, we are a pretty small agency compared to most, where our revenue is like just under 5 million. But we still, I have to say, I would be making a lot more money as a freelancer right now, especially after the amount of years that I've been building this up and the amount of contacts I've made. However, it does, I mean, for me, I think it just wasn't satisfying enough to be a freelancer, and this feeling of growth, this feeling of building something that we can like offer like super valuable things to really large companies. I mean, we're going to be working with the government pretty soon, and it's going to be a huge, huge project where we're changing everything they're doing inside out. And this is something I would never have been able to do on my own, bringing together a few freelancers. It wouldn't have been reliable enough. And now we are kind of able to do, you're able to do a lot more as a team. But man, I promise you, like, don't do it if you're not willing to hurt your margins, because I paid myself fucking shit money for the first 5 years. And to be honest, even right now, I should be making 5 times my salary. But my feeling is, and I'm not just being like a, altruistic idiot. I genuinely feel like I'll be a millionaire in the next 4 years because of the way it's going. And I don't think that would happen if I was a freelancer. So I think there's like the freelancer thing always builds up and it's like slow and steady, but you can pretty much tell, like if you open up an Excel sheet, you can pretty much guess how much money will be in your bank account by the time you're like 50. Whereas for me, it's kind of low, 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 low. And then it just jumps really aggressively when we make a good strategic decision. And we're starting to get into digital products now. So for example, we built this agency for 6 years. We're starting to sell courses, things like this. We're able to constantly increase our prices because of the brand. So yeah, for me, I'm not just doing it because I'm a nice guy and I want everyone to have a great job. Of course, I want that too. But I also do genuinely believe that this will be a platform for me to do really interesting things later. But yeah, man, it sucks as well. It sucks running a company. It sucks having 20 people. It sucks firing people. It's all of this stuff really sucks. And you'll be pissed off. You'll hire people who you think, are going to do the job and they don't, and you'll be pissed. And it makes life more stressful. So if I was you, I would do it because you already have an amazing starting point and you have a great brand because of the YouTube channel as well. I think you'll have a much smoother start. And also, I think what could be interesting for your YouTube channel, I would be happy to give you like weekly advice on all the shitty mistakes I made for the first 6 years that you should avoid. Maybe you can get it to 3 million way faster than I did, just by not being stupid.
I think you're probably right. It's like it's a long-term investment. So you have to understand like what you're paying right now and what's going to pay back. Yeah. And the thing is that I'm already making this kind of a long-term investment in my product business, which is like for 2 years already. I'm not even taking a salary at all because I'm hoping that it's going to grow. Yeah. And like my freelance business was the way to actually, sponsor that investment. Yeah. But now I'm trying to think bigger, and I'm saying, should I make this one an investment as well? It's tricky. How did you like decide to hire the first person, and then like how did you deal with that?
It was pretty like organic. Basically, it was just my.
How far along was that? Like,
I think it took us probably 8 to 10 months to hire the first person.
Okay.
And it was because a project came through from eBay. It was a little bit bigger than we obviously, we pitched for it and we got it. It was a similar situation. And then we panicked a little bit, and I was asking around, and basically a friend of a friend ended up freelancing on that project, and he was just amazing. And so we hired him. His name is Tim, and he's been here for the last 5 years now. So that was the first hire.
Awesome.
The second.
No, but that's, yeah, actually, you said it was the first hire, but actually you've piloted the relationship
With
like,
a freelance.
as a freelancer.
I would do that every time. Yeah, I would never.
That's also something important.
Yeah, man. Don't like, even to be honest, even if you do the pilot, it still could be that 5 months in, you're like, oh shit, they're maybe an asshole, or there's so many problems with hiring, and that's something that we've learned a lot of lessons over the years. Also, trust your gut. Like, if you have the feeling that this person is going to give bad vibes to the customers or anything like that, just don't do it, because you're going to end up having to fire them later anyway. So we hired super slowly. The first 5 years, we only grew to 6 people. And then suddenly we jumped from 6 to 20 people in 6 months. And that was a strategic decision that was like, let's fucking go for it. Let's stop sitting around on the sidelines and like being like, because actually, you know what? It doesn't make sense to have a 6-person agency. You're not making enough money for it to make sense. You might as well be a freelancer. So it's like, you might as well go to the, let's make a company that is capable of bringing in, €5 million, $5 million, whatever. And let's work on how we can make that profitable later.
But do you feel, okay, so let me now ask you kind of like, as your role as the CEO, you're the CEO,
Yeah.
right? So do you feel that you're now 6 years in, do you feel like that you can take a vacation now and come back and things will be okay or better?
So I always took a 1 to 2 month vacation every year of growing this business. And honestly, I think that's also probably one of the reasons it didn't grow. We started it as a lifestyle business. So it was, the general idea there was that we would always take time off. I think today I would say still no. I can take a 1 month vacation, but it's still a bit shaky. And to be honest, all of that is my fault for not building proper structures over the years. I took it too easy at the start, and now I'm paying for it. So a lot of the cornerstones of the business are still a little bit shaky, but it's getting very close. And here's the thing, right? I should also say straight up, I really, really love working here so much that I don't even want to go on vacation. My wife forces me to go on vacation. Like when I was freelancing and when I was working for other people, I don't feel like I have client work. I don't feel like I really have to do client work because I'm building this business. And I don't know, I really, really love it. And I only do the client work that I really then feel like I can give value to, when I'm like traveling to another company and able to really give the value, but I'm not there for the entire project. So I really do enjoy what I'm doing, but it's still, AJ&Smart is still shaky as fuck.
Yeah. I totally understand. I'm really like, one of the things that you mentioned is actually another one of the reasons why I think I should go in that direction. It's just because I know that, being able to grow a team and manage a team is kind of one of those skills that if you'll ever want to be like a successful person, you're going to have to master that.
I think so.
And so if you're only going to stay alone, like as a 1-2 person company, you're going to be limited in what you can accomplish.
Totally. And look,
yeah.
I have the freedom now to build this business and like make side products using the profits that we're creating with the business, but also have a team to do that it's not just a side project, that actually a team can be dedicated to building something for like 3 months and do nothing else. And that takes time too, right? And that's the kind of investment. What you're making basically like you're trying to build a platform for ideas to be produced, but like that client work is coming in to pay for it. And eventually what you want to do, and what obviously every agency wants to do, is not rely on client work anymore, but produce the revenue without that, right? A more predictable revenue stream. We still haven't figured that out, but we're working on it for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I'm still not sure about this. Like my gut feeling tells me I got to go in that direction, but I'm like, honestly, I'm just super scared. Yeah.
I don't know why you're overthinking it. Why don't you just don't think about having like you are the one owner, you are the one founder. Just start with freelancers. Start finding really great freelancers and just.
No, because just because even making that first step has a cost. It is time looking for and starting to work with these people and and paying
Yeah.
them, which is already kind of reducing my margins. And I like did tiny pilots in the past and they failed, and so now I'm like kind of
Yeah.
worried about this. But just maybe I was wrong. I didn't know how to do this
Yeah.
properly.
I have a few books that you should read before
But
you
yeah,
do
I
it.
should probably give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
You
Which
should
one do you
read Radical
recommend?
Candor. That's like a really from Kim Scott. So she wrote a book on basically how to build
All
a
right.
team, how to give feedback. All of that kind of stuff is really, really amazing. Read Built to Sell. This is basically how to create.
Wait, let me.
So
So
Radical Candor
radical
and
candor
Built to Sell.
and built
Like
to
Built to
sell.
Sell is basically how do you create an agency that is so self-sufficient that other companies will want to buy it for multiples of
Then you can
millions.
sell it. Yeah.
And this is a really a fantastic book. So
Amazing.
read those two.
Okay, that's
Maybe
a good
those will get
start.
you in
All
the
right.
vibe to start something. I
All
think
right. So that's a good starting point. I'll read those and then we'll follow up.
I still
and see
feel like
what's
you're
the next step.
procrastinating a little bit too much, but that's just me.
Probably. Probably. All right, John. Thanks so much for
Bye-bye.
your time.
Have a good one.
I'll catch you in the next one.
Right, always great talking to John. I hope you found this useful. John's a great guy. He probably, let me know if you like this in the comments below, because I think I'm going to ask him to be on the vlog here lots more times. Super valuable, and I've got a lot to learn from him. Anyway, hope to see you guys tomorrow. Subscribe, like, and I'll catch you next time.